In today's video, I'm going to be showing you this Shopify store that's done over $7 million in revenue using between 90 and 95% of the traffic being organic. Now let that sink in a minute. That's absolutely crazy. Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. My name's Camille, known as the ECOM King, and in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing and showing you guys and analyzing the Shopify store that's done over $7 million in revenue, and they're doing $240,000 a month, and their profit margins around about $60,000, which is absolutely nuts if you break it down in percent value. So from that, let alone that, just makes you think how they're able to do that. And they're able to do that because they're doing organic marketing, which basically means they're paying literally nothing to advertise and they're getting some insane exposure. Now, the reason why you're going to want to watch this video is because I'm going to be teaching you guys and showing you guys how I find these crazy websites, how I break them down, how I do my due diligence, and how I'm able to find the hidden gems, how they're able to get successful, so I can try and recreate that in my own store. Because there's so many things that this Shopify store's doing that not many Shopify stores do, and this is what's given them the edge in the organic marketing field. Now, just to give you some context, this Shopify store is a hybrid store. Now, what does a hybrid store mean? It basically means that 80% of the products they're selling, the main ones they're selling, are being bought in bulk and sent to a fulfillment center. Now, 20%, like their accessories they're selling, and I'll show you this later, they're being drop shipped, and that's a hybrid store, and hybrid stores are really doing well at the moment. Now, I want to give a massive shout out to today's sponsor, which is the YouTube like button. So make sure you go down below, smash the YouTube like button, because that's all I ask for in return for this crazy free value. Now, if you've not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I know loads of you that watch my videos are not even subscribed and you're missing out on crazy updates and announcements. So make sure you go below and subscribe to the channel. This is the Shopify store that's done over $7 million in revenue, and it's called Grosso Shop. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I might have butchered it, but as you guys can see on the screen, that's the name of the store. Now, the platform that I'm on is Shopify Exchange, and this website enables people to sell their e-commerce websites. And there's many reasons why people want to sell their websites. Either they've been with them for too long now and they're getting bored and they want to start a new journey, so they want to sell their store. So this is exactly what I use to find 6- and 7-figure stores, do my research on them, which I'll be showing you now, which you guys can use on other stores that you find on here, and then I work out what I can take for my own business to help scale it going forward. So let's break it down. So as you guys can see here, the owner wants $200,000 for the store, which isn't bad considering the kind of performance it's had. And as you guys can see, the average revenue per month is $220,000, the average sessions are $126,000, and the average profit margin is around $60,000. And as you guys can see, it's an electronic and gadget business, and it's an established business. So the electronic niche in Shopify and even dropshipping is a very, very successful industry, and it's the actual industry that I was the most successful in. Now, if we scroll down, you can see that the person that started this business started it all the way back in 2014. So that's almost 7 years, which is absolutely insane. Now, as you guys can see here, you can see the reason why they're selling the store and whatnot. Now, as you guys can see when we scroll down, these have all been verified by Shopify. So all the stats that you're looking at now have been verified from Shopify. He's not making these up. And as you guys can see, they've all been verified here. And as you guys can see, the profit margin is around about 10%. Now, if we scroll down, as you guys can see here, this is the total revenue that the store has done since 2014, which is 7.4 million. It's almost 7.5 million, which is absolutely insane. Now, let's cover the business expenses of this store, because this really does highlight the kind of store this is. So as you guys can see, it's a Shopify plan on $79, and that's the middle plan that Shopify offers. Then you've got the employees, and this one's $5,000. Now, the reason why it's so expensive is because they've probably got virtual assistances, they've got customer support people. Now, the one that's probably making it the most is the fulfillment center and the warehouse they're using, because they are buying in bulk and sending it to them, and that will probably be the biggest cost they're incurring. Now, as you guys can see here, Google and Facebook. So these are the marketing platforms that they're using. And as you guys can see here, they're only spending $5,000 a month. So let that sink in a minute. $5,000 a month to generate $240,000 a month. Now, you're not generating those kind of numbers just off a $5,000 investment on Google ads or Facebook. It's just literally impossible to achieve. So that's why I'm saying this is organic. And I'll also be showing you another reason why I do believe this is an organic store. Now, what they could be doing on Google and Facebook is they could could be doing search traffic ads, which is the ones that I believe they're doing, the search display ads. Facebook, they might be doing a little bit of retargeting, they might be doing a bit of a lookalike audiences, but I don't think they're doing too much on those platforms. I just think they're doing some light retargeting just to increase the overall sales. Then it shows you what assets are included with the sale. So the actual inventory isn't in there. Now that's a little bit weird why the inventory wouldn't be in there. And I think this comes back down to what I was saying before, it's a hybrid store. So I think that's the main one, but I know they are buying in bulk. Maybe they've got no stock left, but they've definitely done some form of drop shipping with the accessories that they're selling. Now all the logos and stuff are included. And as you guys can see, they've got a mailing list of 145,000 subscribers. They've got a social media platform with 130,000. So this is the website of the Shopify store. Now, yes, they are selling iPhone accessories. The iPhones are selling Xiaomi phones. And yes, you are allowed to do it as long as you've got permission and as long as the seller lets you do so. Now, this store primarily focuses on the Xiaomi phones, and I do have a Xiaomi phone myself if you've watched my day in the life, and I love them. Now, this Shopify store does actually use Italy as the main country. So if we go to Google Translate, you can see it's normally in Italy. So they're mainly focusing their attention on the Italian market and the European market. And I'll get onto that in a minute and explain the reasons why. Now, as you can see, they've kept the website very, very simple. They're using simple colors and very techie colors like the blues, the oranges and the whites. And that just lets people feel like they're in the certain industry, being the tech industry. And as you guys can see, they've got Xiaomi smartphones, ecosystem, refurbished phones, accessories. Then they've got this catalog here of the different things that they offer. Then they've got these actual gadgets. Now, if you look at these accessories, anybody that knows dropshipping knows that these are dropshipping accessories, and that's what I was talking about with the hybrid. Now, what this company does is they sell you the main product being the phone, and then they upsell you with one of these hybrid products from AliExpress. Then you can see the other ones that they've got. Then they've got the refurbished phones, the Xiaomi phones, and the screens that they offer. Then you've got the footer here showing some trust badge information, like how many experience they've got in the industry, how many customers they've got, the Trustpilot reviews, and all the information here at the bottom about payment, shipping, returns, and stuff like that. Now, if we move on to the theme and the apps they're using, now the theme that they're using, in my opinion, would be the debut theme with custom coding, because it is a very unique, basic looking theme. And as we know, the debut theme is very basic, but this has took some elements of advancements by, I think, using custom coding. Now, the apps that they're using is the product review, which is the reviews you can import onto your site. Then they're using email marketing with Klaviyo. They're using the EU cookie bar GDPR compliance. Now, of course, they're going to use that because the main people they're selling to are in Europe. Then they're using the mobile app builder. So this is basically an app that helps you build your store on mobile to make it look really, really nice. Then they're using the recovery lost carts, which is basically an abandoned cart protection. And then they're using tiny IMG SEO image optimization. And this is one of the reasons why they're very successful, because they're very SEO optimized. And that's one of the apps you can use to help optimize your store. If we take a look at one of the products and the actual product page itself, as you guys can see here, they're selling the Xiaomi Mi 9 9T Global. Now, if for those that don't know what global means, it basically means that this phone can be used globally, because some phones have basically China ROM and that can only be used in China. So this is just a global phone. Now, as you guys can see, they use Trustpilot, and Trustpilot is a great way to build trust with your customers. And I do recommend that those that are trying to build a brand, and you got to remember, although this is a reseller of a branded products, they are building a brand as who they are, as the authenticated reseller. So it's a good way to build trust with your customers. Now, as you guys can see here, they've got the price, which is £369, which is very expensive. Now, for the phone itself, it's actually cheap, but in terms of the profit they're making, it's a lot, which I'll show you in a minute. And as you guys can see here, the different options they've got for the phone, and then you guys can see the images, and then the specifications, the performance, the design, and then they've got some cross sells here as well, and then the footer. But basically, the product page as a whole is very, very basic, and it does the job that's needed. And as you guys can see here, they do enable buy with PayPal, which is amazing. I do recommend that everybody does use PayPal. Now, let me show you exactly where this company could be buying their stock from and the kind of profit margins they're working with. So if we look at Alibaba now, Alibaba is one of the best places to basically buy things in bulk. And as you guys can see, this is the exact same phone, the same ROM, the same specifications. And as you guys can see, if you're buying between 5 and 100 sets, you're going to get them for 190. If you're buying 101 to 200, you're going to get them for 185, 201, 182. So if you look at those prices, let's say, for example, example, he goes with the lowest one in terms of bulk buying. You can see 190, but if you go back to the website, he's currently selling them for 369. So you guys can see they're making just over around about £100. Now, those are some insane profit margins, and those profit margins carry along over all the different phones that they pretty much sell. It's pretty much consistent, the profit margins they're working with on the phones that they're selling. Now, another great thing about this is Alibaba is one of the best places to buy in bulk because you get a lot of insurance, you get verified suppliers. Now, if you're looking to build a brand and sell in bulk and stuff like that, then you're best buying in bulk from Alibaba and then sending it to a fulfillment center. And that's what I personally feel like they're doing with their brand. Now, I'm going to be giving you guys an in-depth breakdown on how this site is getting traffic, where they're getting it from, and I'm going to be using a tool called Commerce Inspector, and this is a free Chrome extension, and I will leave all the tools that I'm using to do my research on these sites in the description. So as you guys can see, they're telling us how many visits they're getting a month now. There is a little bit of give and take with this because it's not always 100% accurate. Now, if you look at traffic sources, this is the most important part of this. So as you guys can see, they've got 8% on social media. Now, to get social media traffic, you need a social media presence, so that's come in the long term. Then you can see paid referrals, 0. Mail, which means their email list or their text message list, is 1%. And then you've got here referrals just in general. So let's say I share a link with you and you click it, that's what that means. Then this is the important one, the search is 51%. Now, search could be paid network ads on Google where you search and there's an ad at the top in the network, or it could be SEO. Now, I do believe that it's majority SEO, then it's got a small amount from the search paid network ads on Google. Then we've got 27% of direct traffic, which means people go directly to the URL and click search and get straight to the website. Now, looking at those traffic sources on here, this does confirm what I'm saying about the organic marketing being the majority of how they're getting their customers, because referrals is organic marketing, search, as long as it's SEO, is pretty much organic marketing, and then direct marketing is also organic marketing. So these are the best selling products that this Shopify store has been selling over the whole time of them being in business. Now, the Xiaomi Mi A3 Global is the best phone, then the Xiaomi Redmi, then the Xiaomi Mi 9, then the Xiaomi Mi 9T Global, then the Xiaomi Mi 9T Pro Global. So as you guys can see, I'm in the Facebook ad library, and as you guys can see, they're not running any paid ads on Facebook at the moment. And I've also looked on the Google to see if they're running any paid ads, and I wasn't able to find any either. Now, if you have a look at the apps, I'm able to find 2 apps that the other tool wasn't able to find, which is frequently bought together, which means you can buy a product and then another product together and get a discount. And like I said, they're using the hybrid model to basically sell you a phone and then a dropshipping accessory with it to increase the AOV, which is great for basically profit margins. Then as you guys can see, they've got Hotjar as the other app, and Hotjar just enables you to see what your customers are doing on your website in an in-depth way where you can change your website to meet the reasons why they might be leaving, why they might not be buying, and things like that. Now, Moz SEO is completely free. They do offer the paid plan, but I just use the free one. And you can put the domain name here and it will do a root domain, meaning every domain name on that website will have an SEO check on it. And as you guys can see, the domain authority is 45, which isn't bad. And as you guys can see, the linking domain names. Now, linking domain names is how many domain names have been linked to that main website. Now, backlinks are a major part of the success of the SEO ranking for this website. Now, you've got the inbound links, which is 31,000, which is insane. And then you've got the ranking words, which are 4, and those are 4 big words that they're being ranked for. Now, this tool doesn't always give you accurate information as well, so you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Now, this company, what they've done is they've got lots of backlinks on other websites like blogs. Now, there are loads of blogs out there that will be like the top 10 best smartphones in 2021 or the top best smartphones on a budget 2021. Now, what those do, and those articles that are made, they're huge companies that write them, huge tech companies write them. And what they'll do is they'll name the website and they'll also leave a link where you can buy it. And what these kind of companies do, these big ones, is they ask to be featured in that, and they give a commission to the blog person that posts it, so they earn a commission every time somebody buys that phone. So that's how they're able to do it, and that's what gives these brands huge SEO and huge organic presences, because when a massive company links back to your website, your ranking in the search engine is going to be thrown up because Google sees you as an authority on their platform. So that's a hidden gem right there for you guys that are not reaching out to big blog articles asking for a feature if they're going to mention your product and giving them a commission. That's a great free way to get lots of traffic. Now, as you guys can see here, this is giving me a list of all the top visited website links on that website, and this is a great way to find which ones people are mostly visiting, which products are selling the best. Now, because there's the most traffic on that doesn't mean it's the actual one that's selling the best, but it could mean that that's where they're running ads to, or that's where they've got blog posts relinking to them and whatnot. So this is the keyword tool on Mars. Now, this lets me know what kind of keywords that this company's ranking for in the search engine. Now, because this only gives me a root domain name for the top 4 countries, it's going to be tough because this company actually ranks the best in Italy, Spain. So because I can't do a root domain name on those, it's going to be a little bit off. So as you guys can see here, for just the UK on its own, you can see that they're showing up for these keywords right here, and you can see Italy is one of the biggest ones right now. And the reason why Italy is one of the biggest ones right now is because that is the main country that they're currently selling to. Now, keyword ranking is insanely powerful because imagine if you're ranking for 10 keywords that are getting around about 300 to 500 visits every single month. If you do the overall math, that's insane. And you got to remember, with search intent marketing, it's a higher quality lead because people are searching with the intent to buy whatever you're selling, which means the conversion rate is a lot higher. Now, for those that want to learn SEO, I have written an article on the 32 tips to get your website SEO optimized, and it's on the e-commerce mentoring website blog page, and I'll leave it in the description. And as you guys can see here, I'm giving you 32 tips on how to help rank your website in the search engine. So let me just explain the reason why this business owner chose the European market, specifically Italy and Spain, to sell his products. So as you guys can see here, this is an article that's been written by IGMnews.com, which is huge. And as you guys can see here, they're saying that Xiaomi is the best-selling smartphone in Spain. Let that sink in a second. Xiaomi is the best-selling smartphone in Spain. Now, that just tells you straight away that outside of China, because China is the biggest selling country for Xiaomi phones, outside of China, it's Spain, Italy, and other European countries that are really doing well for the Xiaomi market. Now, you've got to remember that the Italian market, the Spanish market in e-commerce is completely untapped. Most people don't think about targeting it because they think that they don't speak English. They think that the quality of leads are a lot lower. Now, what we call this is we call this niche country targeting. Now, a lot of dropshippers like myself and my business partners, what we do is we find a winning product and we tend to go for just one country that people wouldn't even think about, and that's how we're able to beat the competition. Whilst everybody's targeting the main countries, we're going off and trying to target some other countries. And when you build the website, you're going to want it to be in that native language like they are. If you are doing paid ads, you want it to be in the native language, because in that way you're going in a completely untapped market. Now, the good thing about this is they're going in an untapped market where it's actually the best place to sell those phones. So how I was able to find all that information out, for those that don't realize how I was able to come across that article, I just typed into Google, what are the best selling countries for Xiaomi phones? Who are the best selling people in terms of age demographics? And there's so many websites that will give you all the data. Now, some of them you have to pay for, but some of them are like those ones are for free. And then that way you can kind of work out where you should be putting your eggs in which baskets. So I want to quickly go over the social media platforms that they're using to keep in contact with their customers and to even get organic traffic. So the first thing that I want to focus on is the Telegram group, because nobody in e-commerce that I know uses Telegram to keep their customers updated, and it's one of the most unsaturated but powerful ways to do so. So if I quickly show you their Telegram chat. Now, for those that don't know what Telegram is, it's a social media platform like WhatsApp, but you are enabled to do way more features. There's bots you can use to help kind of monetize things and to help protect things and stuff like that. Now, as you guys can see, I'm in the Telegram chat, and the reason why there's nothing coming up is because I haven't been accepted into this chat yet, but this is just a great way to let your customers know updates, sales, and Telegram is such an active place. So if we look at my Telegram group for my YouTube channel, we've got 3,610 people in there, and if you look at how many people actually read my post, you can see 1,500, 1,300, and out of 3,600, that is an insane rate of people. And those people are very engaged, where they'll click on the links, they'll do what you post in there. So to have a Telegram chat where you could be posting updates like sales, new stock, you're going to get insane amount of traffic on those links that you're posting. And Telegram is so underrated, and I recommend that everybody uses it because it's a great way to keep your customers in one place face, communicating, and then that will take down a little bit of the work, because also what you can do in Telegram is you can hire staff to go in there and help with customer support updates, and your loyal customers can help out with other customers that are having some issues, which can really take a lot of workload off your site. So the next platform they're using, which is completely unsaturated from an e-commerce point of view, is YouTube. So they've got a YouTube channel of almost 10,000 subscribers, and you can see some of the views that they get are 75,000, 67,000, and this is all organic. They're not paying to get those views. They rank in the search engine for some of those phone reviews, and then people watch them, and then guess what? They say in the video, if you want to buy the phone, go to the link, buy it. So that's some extreme exposure to their website. Now, all this YouTube channel does is unbox the product, showcase it, do a review on it, and then tell you where you can buy it. Now, imagine if you're buying products for $10 and doing the same, and you're able to build a YouTube channel that gets 50,000 views per video. The amount of traffic, the amount of exposure you're going to get organically is insane, and this is just so underrated. And as you guys can see here, the theme is literally the same. They're just reviewing tech, especially Xiaomi phones and stuff like that, and that's where they're able to get even more exposure for completely free. Now, remember, looking back at Commerce Inspector, they're saying there's a lot of direct traffic. A lot of direct traffic could be because they're clicking just the links in Telegram on YouTube, and that's classed as a direct link. So what you might want to do is you might want to do some videos of your products that you're selling on YouTube and use keywords in your video titles. Make sure you're ranking for words that are being searched for a lot, and you can use a Chrome extension called Video IQ, which will help you on which keywords to use, and this is a great way to promote your brand. Now, we've got a YouTube channel for our clothing brand, and it's another great way that we use to keep exposure on the new collections that we release, and any other traffic that we get from there that we don't normally get. It's just extra free traffic that can convert into sales. So that was the complete breakdown on the Shopify store that's done over $7 million in revenue, and I hope you guys have enjoyed that and learned a lot. Now, I'm going to give you my quick conclusion on the case study of that store, which is they're using untapped methods to get loads of organic traffic. They're using blogs, they're using ways to get onto other people's videos like YouTube channels. They're using so many different cross-platform ways to increase their search volume. They're also using countries that are completely untapped and easy to target, and they're topping it up with a small amount of paid advertisement with retargeting and lookalike audiences, and all of that combined together is absolutely insane. And you've got to remember that they got started in this industry in 2014, which isn't early, but it's a lot earlier than now, and that's also given them a lot of help, because ranking in Google back in 2014 was a lot easier than in 2021. Now, combined together, this is what's created an absolute masterpiece, and that's why this store was so successful. Now, I hope you guys have learned a lot, and if you've enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash the like button.